What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are doing so amazing. I do want to thank you all for your continuous support and rocking with me throughout the years. If you're new to my podcast, I want to welcome you all. Hopefully you stay around to be motivated, uplifted. I'm sure that a lot of the things that I'm going to share and talk about are going to be so relatable. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into the message. I have no idea what's going on with my podcast, but I do want to incorporate more things into my YouTube so you guys can, hear a little bit of what I converse about and hear a little bit about, upcoming events that I may have. So getting right into the message, it's going to be short and sweet. I want to talk about growth, and I want to talk about how it's beneficial to you to not stay where you are, to always continue to elevate, never get too comfortable. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So first and foremost, wherever you are in life, just know that it doesn't have to be permanent. It's not, first of all, it's not going to be permanent. One of the things that I realized, and I posted about this a couple of days ago, one of the reasons why I love to practice Buddhism is because it has taught me so much about patience, about releasing and understanding that nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. The struggles that we go through is temporary. Happiness is temporary. Sadness is temporary. Where we are in a particular way of life or place in life is temporary. It's not going to stay the same. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. If you are into tarot, enjoy it while you're on top, because at some point the wheel has to turn, the tide has to turn in order for you to grow, in order for you to learn certain things and to learn certain lessons, right? I was watching a clip where one girl was I think her name was it was Jessica, and I don't know, Tanya or something, but the girl was saying, look at my hands, I've been here for many lifetimes, over 200 lifetimes. And I read a comment where a female was saying, that's not a flex, that means that you're not learning the lesson. Okay, so that's true. I do believe in reincarnation. I do believe that, a lot of us 444 on the clock right now. I do believe that, there are certain lessons that we have to learn, and if you should continue to keep going through those same struggles, those same lessons, you're not learning what you need to learn. You're not seeing what it is that you need to see. You're not grasping what it is that the universe wants you to grasp. So always pay attention to those seasons, those stuck seasons, those seasons where you're like, okay, I just went through this. Even if it's somebody that you're dating and you're just like, okay, well, this is the same situation, but it's a different body. This is the same attitude from this person, but it's a different individual. What is it about you that is causing these individuals to gravitate rather than to be repelled? And I don't mean repel meaning that you're gross. It just means that once you elevate to a higher level, once you are elevating so high, certain shit just not gonna bother you. Certain people just not gonna resonate with you. Some people just not gonna be able to reach you. And yeah, you're gonna deal with certain gossip and slander where people gonna be like, well, I knew you when you was back when, or I knew this person when they was this, and I knew this person when they were that. Yes, you did know me at that point. Why are you still there? And it's not to shame anybody for still being at a particular point in view, but it's just you should not be comfortable. You should want to grow. You should want to evolve. You should want to elevate. And it reminds me of a conversation. This is why I don't like to I'm at this point in my life where, and I'm so proud of myself, because I used to refriend. I used to redate. I used to patch shit up, go back to certain family members, go back to certain situations and relationships, because it's the familiar is always so easy. You know what I'm saying? You already know what this person is going to be about. You can always expect this from this particular family member. You already know how this person is, and sometimes you just get comfortable throughout the years, like, you don't want to start over. I don't feel like getting to know a different person. I don't feel like, okay, what's your favorite color? Mine's blue. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that shit. But now I'm at the point where I don't feel like dealing with this shit when I already know this person's gonna come with this drama. I don't feel like going through these same lessons. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? So I remember during one of the seasons where I tried to rekindle and repatch a friendship, and we talked about the same stuff, and the person ended up bringing up a different person from our past, and that person was saying, oh, well, this person act like they different now. Like, I was trying to talk to them like, what's up, this, that, and the third, but they were acting really professional. And I'm just like, well, yeah, y'all in a professional setting. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect. They were just basically saying how the person had changed, and I'm like, yeah, we all are changing. We all are. Like, nobody's gonna continue to stay the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not forever. I mean, like, certain things in certain aspects, but in some instances, yeah. Like, it's a professional setting. You can't expect somebody to rock with you in certain, in certain meetings and certain important business deals. You have to conduct yourself in a certain way. So yeah, maybe outside of work is what's up this and what's up that, or maybe outside of work is gonna be whatever it was in the past. You don't know. But people, we got lives to live. We got we got to keep food on our table. We have to make sure that we're growing as a whole and individually as well. So yeah, rightfully so. But it also just reminded me, like, every time you step away from a person, certain shit just not gonna resonate with you no more. Like, I don't have the same conversations that I used to have. I want to be around people that's gonna uplift me. I want to be around motherfuckers that I can learn from. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that I'm perfect or anything, because certain people may not want to be around me because I cuss a lot, and bitch, I don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, though, there are certain people that will not associate themselves with individuals who cuss, or whatever the case may be. Certain people may not converse with other people who carry themselves in a particular way, whatever. Everybody has their own thing. But as for me and my life and the things that I've grown and evolved to do away with, like, this is just the way that I'm rocking now. I remember also another thing with growth. What will push you to grow is pain. One of the things, and that's why I write about, let me not talk about it, but that's, as an author, as a writer, as a poet, those are some of the things that I write about. Those are certain things that that are life changing for me. Like, pain will push you to a point where you certain shit just you can't fuck with no more. Pain will push you to becoming a different person, and it's not even necessarily by choice. I mean, you can say it's by choice to a certain instance, but certain shit, it just is what it is. You can't expect a certain person to be the same way after they done been through some horrible traumatic situations. You can't expect the person. That's just like the same thing in a relationship. If you dealt with an abusive partner and you started out being all nice and sweet and kind, and one of the things that you used to do for a partner or individual, and after so many years of frustration, after so many years of being dogged down and bullshit and lied to, and all, you just over here doing a motherfucking Macarena and tap dancing, and you expect to come back to the same person, bitch? No. Okay, Hoppo, who this woman? Like, you're not gonna resonate with the person anymore. Things are going to be different now. You can't expect to come back to the same person and receive the same love and adoration after you just drove. Like, no. Certain things in life, traumatic experiences, will change you, will push you to evolve and push you to growth. And that reminds me of there's an artist who was talking about going through a divorce, and I was reading some of the comments, and some of the comments were saying, oh, she like it at this point because she choosing to stay. Some of the comments, I just feel like people have their own breaking point. People have their own limit. And once you get to a point where you know that you're tired, you just not gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to the point, let me not even speak on it, because it is what it is. I mean, people really be acting like they've never been in a situation like this, or, you know, we don't have situations of our own, or, you know, it doesn't have to be identical, but we all have our shit. So let's not act like we don't. But I mean, I just feel like certain things will push you to a point where you just choose to grow, where you just choose to say, you know what, no more, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Whatever it was in the past, whatever I dealt with in the past was the past. But, you know, fuck with me now and see. Fuck with me now and see. You know, sometimes you have to go through these things where you've been cheated on so much, or, you know, and you just feel like, you know what, I'm a different woman, I'm not accepting that anymore. Sometimes you have to go through certain things, you know, whatever the case may be. Life will change you. Life will twist you. It will turn you all about, okay? Do the hokey pokey and all that shit. It will cause you to evolve. It should cause you to evolve, because some people choose to stay stagnant for whatever reason. Some people don't want to do the shadow work, and I understand it, because it's hard. Doing shadow work causes you to look within and face certain things about yourself that you really don't want to see, or admit that you were wrong about, and actually take accountability. It's not for the weak at all. Shadow work, that shit'll have you, you know, going, you gotta go through the dark night of the soul. You gonna cry a little bit or a lot of bit. You gonna question certain things and certain people. You gonna have to reach within and look around, and a lot of times you realize a lot of shit was a lie the whole time. And so you begin to research certain things, such as spirituality. You begin to want to know the answer to certain questions that people dared you not to answer, or deem that you should like never question about. It takes work. It you know, it's life. Life be lifing, baby. Life be lifing. Another thing that will cause you to grow is realizing that sometimes you're the only one that you can depend on. And I know I went through certain situations. First of all, I'm a very independent person. I'm not so independent to the point where if I have a man, I'm not going to allow him to leave. But, bitch, where we going? Not necessarily saying bitch, but, you know, let a motherfucker know where we going. Okay? We can go. I will follow. But where we going? Is it going to be beneficial to us as a couple? I mean, where we going? Do you have a plan? Do you have it mapped out? Can I trust you? If, in fact, I put my trust in you and you show me that I can't trust you, I've been in situations, oh, baby, where I will put my absolute 100% trust in an individual. And I had to learn from that. Where I trusted this person with my life, and I've seen how this person has handled me and allowed my life to go to shit. Okay, but I trusted you and I allowed you to lead me, and I felt like you would be the man that I thought you would be, but that was my bad. That was my fault, because number one, we ain't gonna get into it, but it was a learning experience. And so now I just have certain boundaries, and now I just have certain aspects to me where I have, you know, different questions. I can be led by a man, but it has to be a certain type of man, and we ain't gonna get into that, okay? But life will show you the type of things that, you know, life will teach you, oh shit. Life will put you in a situation where you have to realize who you can depend on, and, you know, realizing you can't depend on certain people will cause you to grow on your own. You know, I was watching a clip about Waka Flocka, where he was talking about how he got shot, and, you know, he ended up having to be in the hospital, and it was a very, very unfortunate situation where he had to spend like over, I think he was like $130,000 in medical bills, you know, just to be able to live again. Like, that's expensive, and nobody was around. Nobody was there. I've been in situations like that. Though I'm independent, me losing my stability at one point in time, me actually finally needing people and not being the person that people will come to, not being the person where I didn't have to ask for anything, and now having to show me, oh, well, why the fuck was y'all around me in the first place? Because if I'm reaching out to you for this, that, and the third, and I never asked for anything, now I'm seeing who everybody is. Now I'm seeing who I actually can and cannot depend on. Now I'm seeing, you know, the true colors of everyone. Now I'm seeing, even if it's not like if financially needing to depend on you, it's showing up. Can I call you about this certain situation? Will you call? There are certain friends, and this touches my heart so, like, to the core. Certain friends know that they just need to be there. And that's why I don't refriend a motherfucker, because now when people see you getting out of a situation that they thought you would never get out of, and they want to come back around, oh, I see you doing good, this, that, and the third, that's what's up, we'll do, let's do this, let's do that, but we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that when I wasn't. But where was you when I was going through this? I don't refriend. I don't want, because now I can't trust you. It's never going to be the same. After I've been through certain things, after I've experienced certain things, after I've seen certain things, you know how you be on the internet and it says, like, I can't unsee it? I can't unsee that shit. That's how I feel. I can't unsee it. I can't unfeel it. I can't unknow it. Like, it is what it is at this point. I can't unsee it. I've seen everything. Being at your lowest and knowing that you don't have anybody to depend on, that shit will cause you to grow. That shit will cause you to experience so much pain, and you grow from pain. It's like putting a seed in a flower pot. You know what I'm saying? Or even if, for all my gardeners out there, you know, you got your own homes, your own land and shit like that. You putting a seed out there, and now it's just like you going through some heavy ass rain. I mean, like the storm is lasting like forever. It's horrible. And imagine being a seed under soil, being buried, you know what I'm saying, under soil. But all of that shit that you've gone through, not well, you can look at it as you, all of that shit that you've gone through, you know what I'm saying, it's going to cause you to grow. It's going to cause you to sprout, you know, and what you get from that is beautiful crops, beautiful plants. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you have to look at it that way. And that's one of the things you have to realize and embrace about the pain and the hardships and, you know, the uncomfortable situations that you face. Don't look at it as, you know, this is fucked up. I'm never going to be the same. My life is never going to be the same. Yes, that is true. Yes, it is fucked up. No, you're never going to be the same. No, your life is never going to be the same either. And it could be for a good thing, not necessarily for a bad thing. All right? So, whatever situation you in right now, chin up. Chin up. Handle it like you need to handle it. You know, it's going to test you, but it's also going to cause you to grow in such a miraculous and beautiful way. That's all I got for you today, y'all. I love you all. Thank you so much. I am MsJaye. Have an amazing day.